What's up, guys? It's Leota, and this is the second game of the FPX series. Can anybody's legends win? I technically know who wins because this was in week 1 of LPL, but you know, we'll pretend we don't know. Because I haven't watched the games, so in theory, I don't know what the hell is gonna happen. I know what the outcome is, but I don't really know what's gonna happen. We still see Ashe and Kalista ban. Makes sense. We now see a Senna ban. Pretty good pick. Triss ban again by FPX. So this is just an active ban versus Shanks. Lucian, I feel, is wild. I don't think Lucian was the issue. I think it was their bad bot lane picks that was the issue. Giving away Azir again. So they're going to run back the Corki Azir. Surely it's an Orianna, right? A Nocturne Orianna. They have Varus. There's the Orianna, and then they need to grab what? Are they just gonna grab Cassante for themselves? Jax again? Okay. I mean, will this guy just run it back? How would they do this? Okay, I almost thought they might pick Renata because they're playing Nocturne Jax who have to run into Renata. But there's definitely like a reasonable amount of picks you can play with Varus. So at this point, like, they're gonna ban power picks, so maybe they ban Rakan. So there's no XR, though XR wasn't really that strong on 14-1 at this point. Kalista, Varus were like the main two like protagonists, and also the fact that you first pick Nocturne and they get Azir Varus, like they got two big power picks again. Not my favorite, but yeah, so they do ban Rakan. Wow, I am just too smart, huh? They're gonna ban junglers, I assume, right? Is there any junglers that really matter? They might ban Cassante. That'd probably be the most obvious thing to ban. What else would they ban for jungle? Maokai. That makes sense. Maybe they just do Maokai Cassante. Probably would make the most sense. Anything else I can think of that they might ban? They're not gonna ban Jhin, are they? That'd be weird. That'd be super weird. That would never be the case. Is there any like range supports? Aphelios. Aphelios. It's not too bad. Let's see how they curve this out. I really don't think there's any like priority jungle bans after Maokai. Also, I just realized I have this stuff popping up. I'll get rid of that. Oh god, I have no idea how to get rid of that. I guess we'll just leave it as is. It's okay. So they actually banned Poppy, which, in all honesty, like they already have. I don't know about that. We'll see. I'm not exactly a big fan of that. Kai'Sa Blitzcrank. Rel. Okay, so they have a lot of forward power. They have good combos and be able to sweep people up. The Renata has a ton of value. The Azir has a reasonable amount of value, but he can get picked. And this Nocturne Orianna is gonna be pivotal for them to actually cooperate. Sejuani, dude, great pick. Really good pick. So he could try playing like a carry, but it would, like, for instance, playing Viego here, not too useful. Yeah, you could pick Trundle and it's a little bit better because the pillar can zone, especially if like they like attack you, you can place pillar, and then you can also fight Nocturne in the early game. Sejuani can't really fight him so much unless she has moves. And of course, she doesn't have really any other melees besides Cassante. But Sejuani is very good at actually taking tanking damage, like being able to face check with her body, which only other champion you could really do is Cassante. Renata doesn't necessarily want to do it. She can bait it, but not necessarily wants to do it. So pretty good pick. Also, it's a non-committal pick. Same with Varus, same with Azir. Like, you can fish for options on the Kai'Sa, on the Ori, without putting your entire body in danger, which is great. So pretty good. Now, how do I get rid of this thing at the top? It has to be one of these things. Let's see. I think, okay, so that's just a report thing. Is it this thing? Okay. I just don't want to do something that I'm gonna regret. Okay. Anybody's legend. So Shanks did super well individually. Eri did pretty well individually. Krako had some things he could do better, but fighting-wise, really good. And if you know anything about LPL, in League in general, if you team fight well, you'll win games. Simple as that. Come on, guys. Let's get into it. What can they do level 1? There's a reality that the Kaiserel could play hard level 1. What the hell? Okay, so I'm gonna assume Eri was just sitting in the try and then Shalulu just ran into him, pressed E, and whatever this trade is, he got it. This does let them see if Seju's going to start topside and play for their bot lane, which that would be the preferable thing for him to do. Of course, there is some combo with, again, the only melee is top lane for Sejuani. They're already in bot lane right now, Varus Renata, which is really good. So this prevents FPX getting any kind of initial bot lead, because Renata and the Varus are just going to poke you out initially. And if you try to all in, probably it's not going to go too well at that point because they'll have a health lead. So really good for them. It looks like he's going to be in the same situation. Okay, so he started E. Yeah, he's just getting chipped out again. And so FPX actually get to start on the top side. They know this is happening. Or most likely they know this is happening. Yeah, Kaisa just gets... Can't do anything about it. So this is how they're going to play this game. Alright. I mean, the Nocturne saved his smite. I mean, he'll lose a smite war, but... Ooh. Oh, he started Q just to get to it. But he didn't... Okay, he didn't get it. So Krako's on the back foot. He's gonna do his Krugs, but he has nothing to show for. And so the Jax doesn't even have to ward. The Jax just has to save the ward for his Q. I mean, he can ward, like I said, but this is a little bit safer. And Krako can't gank top because if it fails, and it will fail, he'll be massively down. Now his bot lane has a self lead. It's, oof, man, the Ori's losing again. So Kara's losing both games individually to Shanks. Can't dive though. So the only thing that kind of sucks is that Krako actually could have given up, like, because if he gets the red, he can do Krugs, he'll hit level 3, and then he can push the Jax off, which is great. But also if he did his bot camps and his bot lane was getting this free lead, which they already knew was going to be the case, he could have just invaded for like a camp himself. He also could have dove. Like, he would have had a couple of good options. So this one puts him in the worst state, the one where he can test the red and does the gambit. Because if Nocturne doesn't get it, Nocturne's just going to do his top camps. Most likely, actually, I don't think Sejuani even finishes the Krugs. I think Sejuani would just go back down. And then Nocturne has to do 2 camps, and then it'd probably be a big snowball move by Krako, but it, like, is for sure a flip. So scratch what I said. He probably wouldn't do his Krugs. I mean, he could, like I said, but... Or he could do his Krugs and then go into bot side for an invade, versus having the crossover, which, I mean, that also can work rather well. This is funny. He's gonna get the minion aggro. A lot more minion aggro than Shanks. Oh my god. care. Rocco, you devil. So I talked a lot about like what Rocco could have done differently. Lovely. I love to see Steam pop up. I talked a lot about what Rocco could have done differently, but when he's put in a position where he's down, he has to make a play. So the fact that Care makes that mistake and puts himself in that like timing to have a mistake like that occur, and Rocco can punish, so good for them. Like Rocco desperately needed something like that to happen. So naturally, they know that Grubs is probably gone. Like, evidently, like you can't really do anything about it. You don't have top push. You're probably just gonna trade for the dragon like before, and you're perfectly fine getting the dragon. I don't know what the bot wave situation is like. He knows that this Rel moved for this situation, so he's actually playing to catch this guy out. Ooh, really good. So if Rel's delayed into bot, that also means Kaisa has a lot more trouble farming the wave. So instead of him doing the drag, he decided to delay the Rel situation, which also is probably fine because his bot wave wasn't even in yet. Like it wasn't like fully in yet. So his bot lane got to maximize the 9 CS. And then they don't really waste any time taking the dragon. Like he gets the full efficiency of the bot lane to hit it. So Rocco, well played. What the hell? Oh, he just flashed for flash that. Oof. Didn't want to cleanse it, huh? Did he really not want to cleanse that? Because this guy also doesn't have glacial, so... But if he does get hit, the Varus would start hitting him too. It would take him pretty low. I feel like if he has glacial, you probably would flash. But now this guy doesn't have... Ooh. He's dead. Yeah. That was a good re-punish by Life. Couldn't finish him though. This is a no play Azir. No, God, what are these guys doing? Dude. Okay. Oh man. Come on, Rocco. He's swept up. Is he feared? He's not feared. I think he... Oh. That was really dangerous and really close, but... Okay, Kyle, whatever you want to say his name is. I gotta say, flash to flash, personally, don't think that was worth, like, the option. Oh, it's because of this. Oh, so maybe that's why. So this guy started inting. Honestly, he could just cleanse it still. Low-key, like, he could have just cleansed. He didn't need the flash. So now you have no flash, and your Search only has to come back bot, but you didn't wait long enough, because, like, notice where he's contesting, he's like... Well, it's kind of on... Like, he's the one who has flash ghost, right? Like, Hope has flash ghost. There's no point on him contesting this closely until his Sejuani's like in a better spot. And yeah, that was just kind of bad. It was a good repunish, and then it was very, how would I say it? Very dicey going for like the return play as a Azir Seju. But also a little bit dicey for them to push the way they did. As if Azir moved sooner, like if Azir committed sooner versus like because he was just trying to see if they were gonna do it in the first place or not. But if he actually had more confidence that they might do it, like try to finish the crash, they would capitalize on it pretty hard. But Krakow had to extend so far that it was kind of lost. Like if Azir has to flash in shuffle, it's a bit lost. Next drag's 220. Top lane is winning. Again, I don't like that Jax is building tabbies. Not the biggest fan of that. Kaisa didn't pick up any of the kills though. Not the worst. Also, Shanks doing that play did let Care rebound. So that is definitely a unfortunate part of that play. Missed. They're all up here for grubs, so it seems like a lot of these teams are really like enticed on fighting for grubs always. Oof. I mean, I'm not really sure what anybody's Legends is doing. I'm not sure what Krakow is doing this game. This has definitely not been his best game. Like, I know they had backup, but the Varus was leaning on mid side already, and they didn't have like their core DPS set. And the enemy team has a very, how would I say it? Like a snapping gauge. Like, it's the Nocturne, Orianna, Shockwave. Like they have a Rel. Like there's a lot going on that if you're not in position to counter it right away, you're gonna get slapped. So bot lane's in a fine, like technically everyone is still in a fine state even though it's like a 1k gold deficit. Smart. Smart. This is the second time they've done this. So Krakow and Co, before it was just Krakow, but they anticipate that naturally, like as support, like you will run through mid, right, to get vision. The difference is, so I'll go from here. So he knows this ward is fresh, which means that this could be like also Kasante's on the move. Life should never be here. Like life, like at this point, they kind of know that Dragon is gone. So even though Krakow and Co died top, and it was kind of a stupid fight in a way, at least the timing wise, enemy losing their ultis, kind of like Nocturne without ulti, like you're not really doing anything. So this Dragon was kind of already gone, but he still played it in a typical manner. So life is inting. Enemy Legends called it out second time, punished him. Now they get a second dragon. Again, they might have like a small, like enemy team might have a small lead, but you're the team with 2 dragons, so do you really care? At this point, Orianna's gonna get hit top. Like again, they have, what is it, 6 grubs, so he's gonna mine a ton of plates. So they have to be defensive and like retake this. Otherwise, Azir's just not farming, and they're gonna lose too much. So not ideal. To leave it alone too long. That's why you saw Krakow move up instead of Krakow looking bot side. Obviously, you know, ideally you would be able to trade into bot and possibly kill the Jax. But your core carry matters more. Like your Azir being in a strong situation matters more than your Kasante. Your Kasante will do fine regardless. He's down 15 CS. That is in part due to some of the shenanigans happening. See, he's still scared of topside, by the way. Like, he's still just like, well, we didn't technically take this over, guys, so I'm not gonna commit. But here's the thing: can he actually? Orianna had good conditions. They know Nocturne ulti is back up.
Harry 在领先。
没有了神分，贾克斯没有了。
It's a little risky. It's a little risky because there's a chance Ori could stay, and there's a chance that Nocturne could be looking. So if he goes for it, he has to be. He will probably lose his flash, lose his R, and then the enemy team will just push in the top side again and mine even more plates. So this is good by Shanks to not commit towards the wave, even though it sucks. Like, he's just not committing to the wave. And of course, if you're Croco, like, you don't want to just sit up top either and just like Overwatch this the entire time. But you know, this is fine. Like, their AD took a base, and so Azir gets to cover mid, right? Their Cassante took a base, who had push, and now he's going top to cover this. Of course, the downfall is that FPX is in a winning term because they're mining plates. I mean, it's fine, but this doesn't feel good at all. The Orianna's getting so much out of this. And the Orianna had no flash, so but my guys have actually executed a play before this happened. Because if he gives this up and he goes mid while his AD's taking a base, they know top is open. Sejuani wants to do camps, but your red is coming up. So he could have done his wolves and gone. So he could have done his wolves and came back up here with these guys already in place, with Cassante coming over, and maybe you can stop something like this happening and then take this back. The only thing is, like, you're then gonna sack bot lane, and Azir would probably have to TP bot. It's a very awkward situation because, I mean, like, you're sacking in some ways, right? But I think that's the best way they could have played this out, because, yeah, I don't think Orianna being able to just mine plates top without flash is good at all. Like, she's getting really strong. And you had to sack a little bit to do this play in the first place, and your Cassante doesn't get to be as strong either. So I guess we're just gonna wait 2 minutes and 30 seconds before they fight again. I mean, in the end, Croco was able to get farm, right? But man, Ori took all 5 plates. Wasn't 5 solo plates, but she took 5 plates, and that's gonna propel her.
整体的经济，你可以看到 Care 是领先全场，而且拉开了对位香克斯接近1000块。
接下来就是要等着把这个大面积给做出来了。
这段时间确实对方普拉
This might be an opportunity, because Cassante is shoving out top.
在这个边带线上，有着
That was interesting. What's happening? Oh, is this thing dying on me? Give it a second. This is the only downside using the Chinese VOD, is it's no guarantee that it's slower than YouTube, than coding, so it is what it is. Please. Please don't do this to me. Alright, it needs to take more time to load. Alright, I'm back, guys. I had to let it buffer. Let's continue this.
也想要发条去对位香克斯，因为确实在装备方面是作为一个小领先。
Make sure the volume's good. So Anybody's Legends had an opportunity to contest Herald, possibly with Cassante coming down, but he did cheat the wave, which is good for them still. They have the Dragon, you know, win con, so again, instead of them risking a chance to like lose in a fight top and overforce it, they're deciding to keep this pretty simple. So they have good vision on bot side, their support's gonna reset and get full set of ward charges again. And once he comes back, then they can hold that vision again. And Krakow, where's he going? Oh, he thought his red was up. Personally, there was no time for that anyways. Like, even now, like, I guess he can do wolves because they're not showing yet. But ideally, he's also level 9. I don't know if he hits level 10 from this or not. So they're waiting for this vision to clear out first. Though the only thing I have to say is I would have preferred like Sejuani and Renata already being in position to actually properly contest. Like, this guy's TPing, he's just TPing for the sake of it. There's nothing like crazy about it. They still maintain control and he does get 2 camps, so there's a blue buff now for Azir. I wonder if that's better or not. The wolves is definitely fine. He also could have just done the blue buff instead of wolves. Ooh, that was fast shockwave. Oh, Hope lives. Ooh. Jax is trying to... Jax can't. Oh, Jax could. Like, Sante just won out so hard again. That was a really good initial combo, but I need to see a replay. See, that snap engage is just, it's really hard to react. Now, did the Rel actually be able to get in position to add on to it as well? Have to see it. Just keep in mind, Orianna is by far the strongest member, so... Where's oh man, it's not ideal though. So okay, so this is, look where Rel is, and this is where you're gonna see the issue. So if Life was hovering by the Nocturne, because he can flank around and look for an opportunity, but in the end of the day, like, you're just going for the 1-2 punch. So if Rel with Flash is where Nocturne is, and he flashes over, they get this, and Rel gets in position. This is hard losing for anybody's Legend. Like, it's really hard losing because Jax is also in a good position already to assist this. He gets the sun off, really good Verisar. And even though like the Renata R comes through, cleanse, Kaisa R is over, doesn't really affect too much. I need to see how the rest of this goes though, because they're in the front, Azir's full hitting, and then all they can do is DPS. So they're trying to get this guy really good by Aerie to actually flash on him and get the revive. Finally, Life joins into the fight, and then Jax is able to get on the Shanks. The Shanks just go too far in. I mean, he's just dead because he committed the shuffle, right? But Cassante actually got to live out, and of course, you know, by Kaisa committing this, you know, ideally again you have the Rel finishing this out, but the fact that Kaisa goes into the middle of all this shit, like, she can't deal with Azir just full hitting. I wonder if it was actually good for Kaisa to do this, because he could cleanse, take this, and then just kind of slow play it. Probably would have been better if Dekdom did that, but he didn't. But well played by Aerie, really well played. Good Renata R in timing. I mean, Krakow was just there. Krakow was just kind of there. That was such a fat fight. And they get the dragon from it. So, once again, in 4 minutes, and Ocean Soul is way more OP than Infernal.
那这样对
They
于
win.
FPX 来说，断了节奏。
Azir got a second item.
再次落入了 AL 手中啊。龙魂这个
Azir got a second item.
落入了 AL 手中。
其实面对左边这个阵容，对于沙皇的限制来说的话，女妖可能不是最优的第一选择，因为梦魇大招能破。
Also, Cassante getting more items is
改完之后，这个法强
quite good.
是比较香的一个后裔，而且有魔
The more he can hold the Jax off, and the Jax can't hit a turret because Jax has 6 grubbies, like really good for AL.
对，所以他们跟列娜塔的这个位置一定要保持好。
I swear to God. If I hit this again, I'm gonna be so
来说，
sad.
上波团已经开得非常不错了，但 Deltem 的这个卡莎进场以后，并没有给到队友过多的帮助。
撞出来有盾，高克这个大招甩空了，没能留住人。
这个弹出来这下其实没那么好留下来。
对，因为你骑先锋弹出来的这个距离是根据你骑的这个人的75%的攻击距离弹出来的。
So Cassante is able to get pushed into the Jax,
你想开他太难了。
and he can actually give shifts and pressure for them. They're dropping top farm. There's really no counterplay for them to do on mid, and it doesn't really matter either. Like, I think they messed it up. He's dead. Hope didn't have flash either. Ooh, Croco. Oh, Croco, too far, bro, too far. Well, thank God that guy died, but
和发条收掉了 Croc 的人头，打出了一波1换2。
那这样的话 ，Life 是牺牲掉自己，再多换了一个猪妹的人头。其实第一时间 Hope 没有受到对方的击毁，
interesting.
就是有点贪输出了。
So again, this is the issue. Like, it's really hard for them to play out the Nocturne combo. I do think the Nocturne combo didn't. I don't think he got hit by the shockwave.
因为发条大好像是给他卷出去了，并没有卷进来。对。
Dragons in 2 minutes. Oh, maybe I have to let it load more.
给他卷出去了，导致他其实能活了。
Come on, you gotta show that again.
回来后又吃了一个瑞尔，给他卷出去了，到了一波。
So look, he goes in. Look at the shockwave.
靠前的机会，看一下这个大，给他卷出去了，导致
That was weird. He did get hit by it.
走为靠前的机会，看一下这个大。 给他卷出去了，导致他其实
Huh.
没留住。哎，但是他突然走回来后又吃。
I think he got hit by it.
给他了一波 C 位没有闪现，走为靠前的机会。看一下这个大。
Yeah,
他
he
卷出去了，导致他其实
definitely.
哎，但是他突然
Unless it snapped back to her.
给他卷
No.
出去了，导致他
He definitely got. I think he got hit by it.
突然走回来后又
It looks really weird. It's probably a little bit too early of a Renata W. I get why he did it because he was scared of him getting one shot. Croco went too far. But luckily, Life, you know, he didn't really pay attention to the fact that, like, Cassante was coming over, so he dies. I mean, they pick up another kill. Oh. That was danger close. Oh, no. Shalaloon. Oh, my man. He kind of forgot. Croco went straight bot. Typically, he would be on top side to kind of give them, like, defense, but he went straight bot because he's like, this guy has no flash. He's pushing deep. There's no way these guys are going to be on Baron at this point. Really good pick. So this guy gets to shove out bot entirely. Chalalu has to go bot and recover this wave. And then this guy's going to base, join the team. He either join the team or go straight bot and be able to push another wave, so this puts him in an even better position. I don't like using Sejuani R there. I know they get the Kaisa R, or the Kaisa cleanse, but it's not good. Especially because you're only a minute before Dragon, so even if like he would cleanse in a fight, I would still prefer saving it, because you might need it for a different like situation in the fight for Dragon. So here's Cassante joining the team. A little bit of an awkward base by AD. I assume he was waiting to get his full tier or second item. But also Jax now gets ideally they would have had the numbers on mid, so they would have had like a stronger set of control around this area, but the fact that Jax now gets to gain side control and push this out fully, is pretty good for FPX because there's gonna be a flank situation that they're gonna be like dealing with. Yeah, I mean, Rao can't base. It's kind of ooh, they know Rao dipped over, so they're gonna chase him. Ah, man, that guy is just dead. Life of life. You're just dead. Wait, Hex flashed. That was actually good for FPX. How that situation looked overall. Like, Life doesn't necessarily need to be on a flank, by the way. Like, he can be, but he doesn't necessarily need to. The fact that the Jax had it is already good enough. So Life could have just peeled back. There's nothing here. Wow, he got it! You're kidding me. Wow, Milky Way got it. Oh my god. Deck dumb. Deck dumb. Unreal. Yeah, it's a little rough. They can't do it. But anyways, Legends is in a really good spot. Sejuani 2 items, Cassante really strong, Varus 2 items, Azir 2 items, and he's growing. Like, I know he can't commit. Like, he definitely can't commit because he'll just die. Really good shit by him. Honestly, I know they're afraid of the Ori, like pop, but I think Anybody's Legends should have been like more forward on having someone like sack themselves and like pressing. Like, Renata could have ran at them, sack her life, but like the priority is getting the dragon. Because if you get the dragon, the game is won. Like, it's gonna be really hard to burst someone who's getting the vamp from Ocean Soul. Like, Ori won't win the side. Jax could never win the side because of that. It might buy more time for Varus to live in the burst situation. Same with Azir. Like, I kind of want to go back to it. They're afraid to walk in. No Seju R. No Renata R. Or actually, it might be up. Might just be a bug. Because they didn't use that to kill Rao. They only used Azir R. So it's most likely a bug, and this should be up. Personally, Azir can't do it. It has to be Sejuani. I think this stems even further back in that Jax is on the side, and I understand that Cassante is marking him, but Renata can mark him because she has Q. She can deal with him. I think preferably I would have the Cassante move up. You don't have Shuffle, but you have Sejuani R, and this guy just showed himself. I guess you should probably keep Cassante down here. It's still better for him to zone, but you need to use like your Renata R, your Sejuani R, just use it for zoning tools and look for the burst that way. And I do think Renata should walk up more on top side and put herself in harm. Because this is too important. But these guys are too scared, they played scared, and they lost Dragon. We don't like losing Dragon. Jax is a bit more sustained coming in now. He just pushed out top, so they're gonna group mid. Interesting enough, Nocturne is fishing bot. They need to fight on mid wave. So you're gonna fight on mid wave. Orion is showing top, so they can't do the combo, so it's a free opportunity to actually press into this.
两边谁也杀不死谁。
Oriana TP'd? Wow, I would have just pushed out top if I was Oriana. That was wild. Ori should never have TP'd there. So now that they got the Ori TP, now they know the next mid wave is actually dangerous to fight on because they're gonna have that control, so Azir goes back top. Goodbye Shanks to identify this, and for the team to identify this, he's gonna shove this in, gonna force Ori to show, and then you can contest mid wave yet again. And as you can tell, it's just kind of, we're kind of just progressing into a, we're gonna fight for Dragon again. And because he has Banshees, it puts him in a pretty safe spot from dealing with this. Like, if Nocturne was, like, reading the situation and was top sooner. Ooh, now they're the ones to start something up. He felt scared enough that he had to use Knockar. Did he really need to do that? Yeah, he probably should have. He did have to use Knockar. That was smart by them. They're gonna notice the TP's behind now. But them losing Knockar, like, that's everything. So now their power is, like, reduced greatly. And it most likely would just result in a reset phase because they do need a reset still. But if they want to fight, they could. It probably is a reset phase though.
对于 FunPlus 来说，这段时间慢慢的已经开始出现这个卡莎有一点跟不上这段时间维鲁斯和沙皇强度的这种感觉了。中塔找到了一波空隙，是直接点掉。
Okay, so they get mid turret.
1分半钟，马上就要刷新小龙了。
对于 FunPlus 来讲，这套大招
This will be interesting because there's an opportunity that they're gonna get first resets, and if they can get an Azir turret on mid T1, then they actually might be able to have a really good, like, it will delay FPX being able to walk into Dragon, and maybe that's like the difference maker.
这把选出来的话，其实也没有办法在边线一直去给到奎桑体压力，甚至换血这一块的话，我们一直在聊，还是换不过 Henry。哎。
He should reset, right? I think he was already did his reset though. Oh, he's gonna reset. Okay, so they're gonna have an opportunity on bot. This guy shoved top. They know Azir is gonna do the next wave. Technically, Nocturne and Ori should go straight bot, and they should fish a quick timer on Azir if it's possible. Like, I would have sent just Kai'Sa to collect mid, and I would have had 3 people on bot side possibly contesting this. But Jax doesn't have TP. That's true. You know, I'm saying this, but Jax doesn't have TP. K'Sante does. So even though you could do a fast play that might work, Azir has Flash Shuffle and Banshees. Yeah, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. They just have to group up. But it's a really annoying Jax reset because Jax doing that is... Oh, this is so bad for FPX. They're gonna lose the Dragon! There's no way they do anything here now. Milky Way is kind of throwing this shit. Because look at this, he's putting himself in a position where he's, like, exposed, which is never good, right? And yeah, you're late to contest this. Azir's gonna have that move, and you can send Jax bot, because Jax can just shove this and get an opportunity to shift up. But putting yourself in this position is so awkward because none of these carries are like, you can't reach these guys. Like, how do you reach these guys? Like, I guess... How does FPX ever get these guys? Like, Kroko goes in. And so, like, the next best thing that could happen is life all-ins. But the spot's really awkward. And Kroko will flash. Like, he'll get out of there. He won't die. So life can't go in yet. Now, if life was maybe decide to go up this way and then just commit on these guys now, and both of them have to flash, like he doesn't have flash, by the way, like he would have to flash for sure, then this might actually not look half bad. But it requires life to actually commit to that situation. Maybe it's not bad, because Azir is like, Azir would have to TP still. Maybe Milky Way actually has the right idea that he is actually safe to do this, and he just needs his support to be more forward. Because if I'm Croco, like, I understand they're coming, but I'm also waiting for my like solos to be here. So it's probably bad Croco went in the first place. And his teammates are just following, and Life doesn't properly do anything. And yeah. Now, like, because the second Nocturne R is gone, and you get nothing with it, like no flashes or anything, the dragon's gone. Like, they can't. Like, what did they do? Oh, he got decked them. And then Life went in at a really poor timing. This is a really bad series by Life. Really bad. This game especially is really bad by Life. I think Croco's done some smart things and some not so smart things. I think Ares had a really good game. Really good game by Ares again. Shanks, it's not as good as the first game, but it's pretty good. Nice. I should be happy about them hitting that, but he actually survived. Oh, you know what? Low key, I thought Zir got caught by it, but he had Banshee, so it did literally nothing to him. They're gonna take this. They're gonna take mid. They don't have Baron. They need to take a Wait, what are the death timers? 20 seconds, it's just Ori Rel? They can spend another 10 seconds kind of like ramming through, I guess. They knew this guy had no flash, so Hope just smashes him. Oh, baby. Oh, fucking Blade. Bot will be their next thing. They're actually going to go on them after this. I mean, obviously, typically when people die, you go for the long chase, but you don't have Orianna. This is such a gamble. You don't have anything. What are they doing? Dude, I have no idea what that was.
Life 用2波的团战告诉你，我在 LCK 就是这么开的，我能开到很多人，但是没有队友。这一波小老虎没有 TP， 发条没复活，开的不错，但没有用啊。
They should have banned the Cassante. That pick did way too much this game. The Jax like was like fine, but it didn't do nearly enough.
立了一个太阳圆盘，选择求稳的最后一波。而退，虽然第一时间发条卷的已经很不错了，但。
Oh man, Airy man, he just saved his team so much by pulling that guy out of there. That was such good timing.
再加上有个帽子，现在这个 C 位的质量上来说 ，AR 领先了非常多。
这沙皇得有600多的法。
主要这个穿甲卡莎没用了。
是。Azir is so strong. Oh my god, this guy is so strong.
可以。
Kind of surprised Jalulu did not just like flash out of this situation. Does he live? My god, he actually got so many ultis and he lives without having the flash.
但是随着兵线的推进啊，发条还没有来到正面位置，已经被站住，香克斯卡住了整个方 plus 阵型。
I mean, he got 2 ultis down. Which, to be honest, is actually worth it because if they have to do a last final fight, they're down 2 ults. So, pretty sick by Jalulu. I can't believe he lived. I mean, it's just too late. I get it's too late. Also, the build is bad by Ori. But it's too late.
侧翼，小老虎是卷进人堆里以后，沙皇一个人冲进去以后，面对着
That's all she wrote.
送给了他，但是3打4的残
That's
血
all she wrote.
顶住位置，塔莎的伤害还
Let's
是
go
有的
anybody's
瑞尔
legends.
再行奇说，但是防御塔已经消失，瑞尔
Good 2-0.
只剩下2个
The second game was a little iffy, but
的情况下，大招命中以
it
后
was good.
就
And drafts were pretty good
我
too.
们要恭喜 AL 2比0拿下开门红，
恭喜 AL。
Huge. Okay, 100% MVP. It's Airy. This guy played really well. Definitely him. The worst player in this game, for sure, was Life. Easily. It was Life. This guy played pretty bad, and this guy was not the best either. Shanks had a good game. Honestly, overall, everyone had a good game here. I think this guy was a little bit more invisible. Kale, whatever you call him. He was a little bit more invisible. Pretty good game by Hope. Not as good as game 1, but still reasonable by Shanks. I think the most notable things from just their first series is these guys actually do think about their side laning. Like, Shanks is not just risking it all, except for that one timing where he died in game 1. But the second game, he made sure it didn't happen. And Krako does understand needing to defend, but I think it could be a little bit better because they had that one timing this game where they had to actually like prepare themselves to like not let Ori just farm 5 plays because she became such a menace. And this game could have gone way worse if Life played better too. And that is in part both towards what Krako decided to do level 1 or like after Wolves, and then also from, well, Life just not playing that well. So pretty good intro to Anybody's Legends. Not a bad team. This would be very fun to watch over the split. Thanks for watching, guys.